Welcome to Njenje Media Channel. This is where we explore the news behind the headlines. A closer look at Buhari's Cambridge certificate statement. This is what we are going to review today. Let us have a closer look at Buhari's Cambridge certifying statement presented by Abakari, the Chief of Staff to General Muhammadu Buhari. The momentum is gradually gathering. The temperature is rising at the camps. The adrenaline is pumping at the fastest rate ever. The tongues are wagging because of the Sterling's closing submission of the Atiku PDP team lawyers on one hand, and on the other hand, the ridiculous closing submission of the Buhari APC and biased compromised INEC lawyers. Nigerians are anxiously awaiting the decision of the court in the national interest and soul of our nation that must be rescued. First and foremost, the document presented by Abba Kyari, the COS, that is the Chief of Staff to General Muhammadu Buhari, was not a certificate, but a certifying statement from the Cambridge University, from the Cambridge Education Assessment Institute, United Kingdom. Okay, so let us state that to one side, that when people said Buhari brought a Cambridge certificate, no. Buhari brought no certificate. What Buhari brought was a certificate. What Buhari brought was a certifying statement from a Cambridge Education Assessment Institute. Secondly, the document in question was not filed by Buhari's team of lawyers in March 2019 during front loading of documents to the court. Perhaps this may have been deliberately done to mislead and deceive both the court and Atiku's lawyer because they knew it would have been thoroughly investigated way ahead of time and ahead of hearing, and truth would have been revealed immediately at the substantive hearing. The document was, however, presented to the court at the closing of the defense by the Abba Kyari, one of the star witnesses of General Muhammadu Buhari, which was obtained just on the 18th of July 2019. Now let us review the cruise of the matter. Investigations revealed, accordingly to the University of Cambridge official website, procedures for obtaining such document certifying statement. There are 3 distinctive steps required if you want to get this. And these steps are before the satisfying statement can be issued. They are as follows. Number 1 step. A third-party application or request must be made officially to the Cambridge Education Assessment Institute, which is expected to be a reputable organization. Again, hear this. A third-party application or request must be made officially to the Cambridge Education Assessment Institute, which is expected to be a reputable organization. 2. A copy of the certificate in question must be attached to the application. Now, the question is, if Buhari had no Cambridge certificate, which one did he attach in order to get the one that he got? 3. The application must be authorized by the candidate himself. In this case, General Muhammadu Buhari. The institution also provided how such document is released or transmitted to the applicant, which is usually they do not give the certificate in person, usually not given to any person or individual, but they will send it through post or email or to the applicant organization. Let's say, for instance, if the Nigerian military or any Nigerian university or Nigerian parastatal is in doubt of a certificate, when they write, it will be sent by DHL or by UPS, however means it will be sent. It will be sent to that organization with a PDF email of the copy of the same certificate. So it According to them, they do not hand this over by hand. Now, let's get down to reasoning. Let us rub minds together and see how this plays out. Let us assume that Abakari applied to the institute, just let's assumption for the purposes of argument, as a third party. But Abakari, a third party, is not an institution. In this case, Abakari is only a human, an individual. So let us just, for argument's sake, say that Abakari applied for this. Although he is an individual, not an organization, as required by the Cambridge Institute. But for the sake of argument, let us say he applied. Then, General Buhari told the whole world that his certificate was with the military board, and the military board vehemently denied the custody of his certificate. If, as we have seen before, you have to attach a copy of your certificate in order to get another original. So if Buhari has said, and he doesn't have this, that's why he didn't give it to INEC, and he has set time without number, it is with the Nigerian military. If he doesn't have it, so which one did he submit or attach? Are you guys making sense of what we are trying to do here? Secondly, his mate in the army and the star witness, Paul T. retired, told the tribunal that their certificate was not collected by the military. Now, the interesting thing here is, how come Buhari's was the only person his certificate was collected among all his mates? This therefore means that Buhari's certificate, in quote, is not with him. Neither is it with the military. It is fair and it is proper for us to say at Njenje Media that Buhari's certificate is at large. That means it's not seen, cannot be seen, and is not going to be seen. Then the question is, which certificate did Abakari attach or presented to the institution as part of Cambridge University procedure to obtaining the certifying statement presented to the tribunal? Let us go furthermore. How did General Buhari authorize an incomplete application when there was no copy of his certificate attached? Can we say that Cambridge Education Assessment Institute was... No, let's not say bribed because we don't know. Or they gave them backhand, we don't know. Let us not go into that. Or can we say they were No, we do not say that they were compromised. Let us not go there. What is it that is happening? We believe that this is an institution that is not corrupt. Or has Nigeria exported their corruption, which their former prime minister referred to as fantastically corrupt? Has the nation exported their fantastically corrupt behavior to the Cambridge? Abakari told the court, we continue, that he personally signed and collected the certifying statement from the Cambridge, which negates the procedure for collection. Again, how did he get it? How? Again, we have this because part of this is that a Nigerian lawyer in the UK by name Carlo Ago, which has Carlo Associate, a law firm in the United Kingdom, has reviewed all these intrigues, and he found it so absurd and intriguing that he has actually instituted a case. He has written the Metropolitan Police in the United Kingdom requesting that they investigate this matter. In this case, be rest assured that the British would investigate, as it appears that in this investigation that the institution will be looked into. We want to make bold to say that both the Cambridge Institute and Abakari have a duty to explain to over 200 million Nigerians and the world what actually happened. If Nigeria is to be a nation that people in future will take serious, there must be a case here that must be cleared. In addition to this, all over the world, a document of such magnitude is mandatory is mandatorily signed by 2 signatories with their names and designations. For those of us, for those of us or those of you who have seen or cited the document, please go back and take a look at the document. And you can see that that document was signed by a vice chancellor without a name of the signatory. There was no name. All we just seen is signature. Normally, in such certificates, you will see Vice Chancellor Mr. Winterbottom or Vice Chancellor Mr. Goat Climber. You see? And 2 people normally, one on the left, one on the right. Even your NYSC, even your WAEC, these are properly and duly signed. According to the Institute, again, we continue. Such documents are co-signed by 2 authorities with their names and positions are fixed. They are the Vice Chancellor and Chairman. The Chairman, the Governing Council of the University of Cambridge, which unfortunately is not to be in General Buhari's purported certifying document as presented to the tribunal. In a very sane society, as we speak, every dramatis personae involved in this alleged scam should have been arrested and undergoing prosecution. But in Nigeria, it appears people, as WAEC has done, will be happy to present a certificate in the office and in the full glare of camera, smiling like Christmas or Salah goat. In conclusion, this is very sad for a country we have been made to understand that it is now a laughingstock in the eyes of the world. A country with countless numbers of primary school leaving certificates, secondary school certificates, diploma, bachelor, degree certificate, master's certificate, doctorate degree certificate, and professorship certificate holders is being led by a man with none of this. It is not evil, and it is not that you must have certificates to lead Nigeria. But the Constitution of Nigeria made it so. Unless we want to discard the Constitution and the letters of the Constitution, then we can as well discard it. But if the Constitution has made it so, and the person who is the president is saying that he has these certificates where he does not have them, it is not only barbaric, but also a collective insult to any single Nigerian. Our constitution is very mild enough to accommodate just secondary school certificate to qualify for the office of the president. You know why? Because the Hausa Fulanis designed this certificate and they've done it so that it will benefit them. Let us say it, and that is the simple truth. Yet, our nation is being deceived by some characters who are hell-bent on holding tenaciously to the powers at the risk of our lives. The country called Nigeria may have produced presidents who are even seen or perceived to be educationally high enough in the past. But we have never had a president who is not truthful to his people on his certificate. One time he told us the certificates are with the military. His colleagues comes over. His classmates say no, they never submitted their certificate. Yet he is the active C&C, Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Army. He cannot require the army, and he has not found time since 5 years to require the army to give him a copy or to return his certificate. How come? Or the army to write an affidavit saying, okay, this where you kept your certificate was eaten by termites. No, we don't have nothing. It is obvious General Buhari does not have the requisite qualifying certificate for the office of the President of Nigeria. All eyes are therefore on the Nigerian judiciary to save us from this mess. Now, people will say, may God help us with the courage and necessary to serve justice. And I will say, and the Njenje media will say, this is the test, and we pray that the judiciary will not be cowed this time around, that they will do justice again to the people of Nigeria. This is once more Njenje Media TV. Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon for notifications when we upload new videos. We will be bringing you more analysis and updates as events unfold.